everyone. So I know we can't do our outdoor session, but we can do it indoors from the comfort of your own home. So you don't need any equipment. I'm only using a mat because I'm doing this barefoot, so you don't need one. If you've got any kind of ankle problems, then it's better to wear trainers. Just wear something comfortable, have a safe space, be careful of any light shades that might be hanging down as we move arms, and just make sure you've got a drink to hand. So just 20 minutes using a lot of the same warm-up exercises that we would do if we were on the track at Couch to 5K, and also a lot of the moves we'll do will incorporate marching, moving of the legs, getting the heart rate going, but all low impact options. I might offer a couple of higher impact alternatives if you so wish, but it just means that you're not completely missing out on a session, and it is still good that maybe you can only make the track once a week and you'd like to do something else. We do have other sessions on the YouTube page, so feel free to have a look, and we'll probably record a few more for Couch to 5K as well that we'll just share. So if you can't do it tonight, then don't worry, you can obviously do it anytime you want. Off we go. So to start off, we're just going to take it into a nice gentle march. So as for marching, like we'd say on the track, you want to move the arms and the legs. So we're working the mobility through the hips, the knees, the ankles, moving the arms, you're getting the shoulders and the elbows as well. And then we're going to take those legs wider and back together. We'll go wider and together. One last time, wider and together. Okay, now taking those legs just a little bit wider than the hips, soften through the knees. We're just going to gently dip and then tap the toes on the floor. So the slight dip, it's a very gentle squat. So if your knees don't like squats, then obviously we're keeping it very shallow, but we're starting to warm up the muscles, the hamstrings at the back, and those big glute muscles. So our glutes are really important when we're doing a walking and running. I mean, they're really important anyway, because that's what helps strengthen and support all our lower back. It's also what helps us propel us forward when we're walking and running. But obviously when we spend a lot of time sitting, we don't work them as much as we should. And then quite often the back muscles compensate, and that can be what leads to some lower back issues. Okay, if you want, add in the arms. So we're stretching across the body just at chest height. And next we're going to reach up on a diagonal. So just taking the arms up. Nice stretch through the side body. Back across at chest height. And back up on the diagonal. You should already start to feel that heart rate just increasing slightly. Okay, drop the hands back down. Now we're just going to bring in a step. So just stepping the feet side to side. So moving the hips forwards and backwards and side to side. Okay, holding those legs back out, soften through the knees, and we're just lifting those heels up towards the bum. We're not trying to kick the bum, it's not like heel flips that you'll sometimes see people doing, I don't know, in football and things. This is just working through those big quads at the front of the legs. Now the same here, you can either keep the hands on the hips or reach forward and pull back. So we pull back as we lift the leg. So it's making the brain work as well as the body. Okay, next you can reach up and pull down. We go forward and back. And then we go up and down. Okay, hold it there. Now all we're going to do now is we're going to do an opening of the hip, and then we just a gentle sink down again into a shallow squat. So we circle the leg out, we sink down as we push up for the squat, we put the weight through the heels, drive up and squeeze the bum. So we circle, we sink, drive up through the heels and squeeze the bum. Again, keep this very shallow. If your body doesn't like squats, the main thing throughout all this program is listen to your body. As you warm up, you might feel you'll do a few more squat type exercises that you can sink a little bit lower. It's challenging without causing issue. Okay, we'll do 4 more. Last 2. Okay. Now this one is good working through the feet. So obviously when we're going to be doing lots of walking and running through the program, you're going to be using the ankles a lot. Things that you may suddenly be doing more impact than normal. So all we're going to do is come up onto the toes and lower down. So we're just making sure, contract those abdominals. So imagine you've got a big elastic band around the waist. So it's not breathing in and holding the breath, but just sucking them in, just making sure that they're nice and strong. Up onto the toes and lower. Don't worry if you wobble. You can lightly touch on a chair or a kitchen worktop, wherever you're doing this. Just to help balance, just to find your centre of gravity. As you improve, you might then take the hands away. If your balance is really good, bring the arms up to chest height. Or take the arms up overhead and down. And whatever level you're doing, see if you can just pause at the top and come down. Okay, last 2. And release. Okay, all we're going to do is some nice big shoulder rolls. So as we walk or run and we're going around the track, we will be using the arms. So what you want to try and make sure is that we've got all the shoulders mobilised, rolling forward, but with not holding any tension in them, which is really easy to do when it's cold outside. We hunch up trying to stay warm. We'll go backwards again. And forwards. Okay, taking one arm, all we're going to do to start with is just reach up and down. Opposite arm, up and down. So as we stretch, we're feeling the stretch through the sides of the body, down the arm and out through the fingertips. We're also feeling the length through the spine as well. Okay, and watch any lampshades that you've got hanging from the ceiling. And then we're going to go into some full arm circles. Any shoulder problems, hand on the shoulder and you can just circle with the elbow or stick with shoulder rolls. But try and keep the pelvis facing forwards so we're getting the mobility through the shoulder. And you'll find that anything that involves bringing the arms above the head will make the heart rate increase. Okay, last one, and then the same on the opposite side. Keeping that pelvis facing forwards. One more, back to that first arm, and this time we're going to roll forwards. One more, opposite arm. One more, hold it there. Make sure you grab a drink whenever you need. And I forgot to say that I have made a note of the steps, so we'll see how many steps we also do in 20 minutes. So we're going to come back into our march. So again, just the next few movements that we're going to do will involve marching movements. If your fitness level is already a little bit higher, maybe you've done a program over Christmas or maybe you've started getting active already over Christmas, then feel free to take this into a jog. So whatever level is for you, you can always take it higher or lower. Obviously knee problems and you want to keep it low impact, avoid any jumps. But otherwise, you can increase that level. So moving the arms. And now what we're going to do is go wide for 4, narrow for 4. So we take it out wide and narrow. Wide and narrow. So just in your own time, wide and narrow. Brilliant, well done. Two more, wide and narrow. Okay, now we're going to take a wide step forward and back. So if you've ever done any kind of general exercise, aerobic classes, a good old box step. So again, we've been moving the hips forward and back. Now we're taking them out to the side. Okay, one more. Now, whichever leg you were starting that box step with, we're going to start with the opposite leg. Fantastic. Change the leading leg again. And change. Okay, hold it there. Keep the legs marching or jogging. We're going to add in some overhead arm movements. Again, in your own time, but the moves are single, single, double, double. Single, single, double, double. If you struggle again getting the arms up, feel free to just march or reach the arms forward. Single, single, double. So whichever one you want to do. So if you're jogging, so just keep that going at your pace. Okay, one more. Now keep the legs going, but the arms will change slightly. We're going to go up and out to the side or forward and to the side. Whichever feels good. But these moves are really good, but also, like I said, making the brain think and work. Not too much. Okay, one more. Drop the arms, keep the legs going. Okay, taking the legs wider, what we're going to do, we're going to sit down and we're going to bring those heels up like we did before. So just bringing the heel up towards the bum. You'll see my heels aren't touching my bum. They're just coming up and we add in just an arm movement. You can add arms and legs together and just get more of a full body workout. Brilliant. Okay, this time we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Now double. And we'll just do 4 of those. So back to single for 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. Doubles. 2, 3, 4. Back to singles. 7, 8 and doubles. Fantastic. Okay, same again, singles. 7, 8 and doubles. Okay, this time what we're going to do is exactly the same, not exactly, but instead of bringing the heel up to the bum, we're going to lift the knee. So this can be just a really shallow knee lift, or you can power it up. You can do this with a bit of a jog, a bit of a hop in the leg, which is obviously higher intensity, but we're going to do the same. We're going to do 8 singles and then the doubles. So we'll count now. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and doubles. Back to singles. Fantastic. And doubles. One more time through, so singles. And doubles. And hold it there. Have a rest if you need. My mat's going to walk about. Or keep the legs marching or jogging. These workouts are just great because you can alternate the level to whatever suits. So I'll make sure that we don't run past time and keep an eye on those steps. But I do think I need a watch with a bigger display. Oh, that's so far so good. Right, what we're going to do now is go into our squats. So again, keep it really shallow if you need. So it's a sinking back at the bum, the chest stays up. You just drive weight through the heels and squeeze those glute muscles at the top. If you struggle with squats, a squat is basically how you would get out of a chair. Because some people say, why do you need to do squats? What's the point? What you can do is a sit to stand. So you can sit down on a chair, hands across the shoulders, feet flat on the floor. 1, 2, 3, drive up with the heels. Go back down, just make sure your chair isn't on wheels or is going to disappear. Stand up. So you can just do this nice and slow in your own time. You might just do half a dozen and that's it. Work at your pace. Otherwise, you can sink a little bit lower, the muscles will be warmer. So again, the bum sinks down, the chest is up. You can have those feet slightly in a V shape, just to help protect the knees from falling in. Lovely. Okay, we'll go 4, 3, 2, 1. Down again, but hold, and then pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Take it back into that march. You're doing fantastic. Hopefully you can feel the heart rate has increased, but you can still talk. You should still be able to have a conversation. And that's generally the rule of thumb of what we say when we're on the track, that whatever you're doing, you should work in at a pace where you're comfortable to still hold a conversation. It's not a race, it's not who can get around the fastest or who can do the most laps. It's just you working at your pace so you're going to improve your health, your fitness, and your body. Okay, increase or include the arms again. So we're going to go either up, up, double, double, or forward, forward, double, double. So just whichever feels better for your shoulders. You can mix it up if you want. Remembering, if you're really comfortable, you can add in the jog. Keep going. One more time. And now just arms up and out, or forward and out. You can speed it up if you want, or keep it nice and low. Brilliant. Okay, last 4. Hold it there, but keep those legs going. Keep an eye on the time. What we'll do is we'll slow that down again. Remembering this is just week 1. So what we're going to do is let those legs have a little rest now. And all we're going to do is work again through some mobility, some core stability. But we're going to imagine we're keeping that pelvis facing forward. Imagine that you're reaching for the seatbelt in the car. So you're going to let the arm extend out to the corner, allow the eyes to look at the hand, follow, and back down. So as well as working through the shoulders, you should feel an opening across the chest and into the arm. Okay, 4 more. Now we're just going to reach out to the side. So keeping those arms at shoulder height, still allowing the eyes to follow the fingertips, still keeping that pelvis forward. 2 more. Now we're just going to gently reach down to the corner. Again, you control how deep you go. It might just be that you're reaching just slightly lower than the hips, or stretching down. Four again. And relax. Okay, one more exercise we're going to do before we'll just do a few stretches and then we're all done. So I'm going to just do an exercise that will work on the abdominals without having to do sit-ups or go to the floor. If you struggle with balance, lightly just rest on a table or worktop. But you're going to get your balance on one foot, so we ground into the floor through the heel, the big toe, the little toe. Keep a slight softness in the knee so that the leg isn't locked out straight. Find that balance, and then we're just going to slowly, and I mean the slowest you can, raise that leg and back down. And then repeat on the other side. You'll naturally want to do this faster, but the slower you move that leg, it's a controlled movement up and a controlled movement down, the more you're working the abdominals. If you can't feel it through the abdominals, just stop. Imagine you've got that big elastic band, like a corset across the waist. It's a bit like imagining that a football was going to come flying at your stomach and brace for impact. And then try again. It's like we're going in slow motion. If you've got a hang of that, then what you can do, add in the arms. So imagine you're holding maybe a ball, and you slowly bring in that ball to the knee and down. The knee is only coming up to hip height. Again, if you struggle with mobility around the shoulders, just hold our imaginary ball at chest height, lower down. Some of these are really good little things just to think about. And if you're in the kitchen at lunch or you've just got a couple of minutes, I know how hard it is to find time to do exercises, but 2 minutes here, 5 minutes there, all counts towards how many minutes you're active in the day. You don't have to find time for a half-hour session, 40-minute workout. Brilliant. We're just going to do one more each side. And release. Okay, just a few little stretches. We're just going to reach up. So we're extending through those sides, lengthening up through the spine, up through the arms, and out through the fingertips. And then we're just going to take that over to one side. Back to centre, slowly to the other side. Back to centre, and release. Just a few shoulder rolls. Hands on the hips. We're just going to draw some big circles. So we're sticking the pelvis forward and then sticking the bum out at the back. So just loosening off. Releases a little bit of tension in the lower back as well. And then the opposite direction. Brilliant. Okay. We'll do the quads next. Again, balance on something if you need. Just grab that foot again. The heel does not need to come up towards the bum. You might just grab on to the trousers and pull it up. If you really struggle with pulling your foot up towards your bum and you can't do this move, then what you can do is go down onto the floor. You can hover above the floor, but that takes quite a bit of strength. So just lower down, push the pelvis forward, and you will feel the stretch down the front of the thigh. I know it's not always easy on the trackside to do it if you've got your knees going down onto the floor, but it is a good alternative of doing it. I can swap the legs whichever way you're doing it. If you're stood up, you want the knee pointing down towards the floor. Push the pelvis forward to feel that deeper stretch through the thigh. Brilliant. And release. Okay, hamstrings. All we're going to do is bend one leg, the other leg goes forward. You want the heel down, toes pulling up towards you, hinge at the hips. Notice I'm not curved over in the back, it's hinging at the hips, flat back. If you are putting a little bit of pressure on the thigh, just don't do it near the knee. So just feel that stretch down the back, the hamstring and into the calf. Swapping over to the other side, knee bent, heel down, toe up, hinge at the hips. And up. Last one, take big step. Both feet are facing forward, the back leg is straight, the front leg is bent. And it's the back calf that we're feeling this stretch in. So again, body is nice and tall in a minute, spine is extended. If you have a wall close by, feel free to push on the wall, which allows you to get a deeper stretch in the calf. As you progress through the programme, you'll probably get to feel that your calves can get quite tight, so it's really important to stretch them out. I know it's hard to stay on the track and swap legs when it's cold and do the cool down afterwards, and you maybe just want to get home, but warm-ups and cool downs are what will really look after your body. If you are using a wall, make sure that your hands don't go higher than shoulder height, and again, don't arch the back leaning into the wall. Nice straight back. But these little tips, I know it might be a lot to think about, but that's what we're there for. We remind you of these at all the sessions. By the end of the 10 weeks, you'll just naturally do warm-ups, cool downs in a way that works for your body. And be walking and running much further than at the start. Okay, hope you enjoyed that short session. I did say I'd check the steps. 2,100 steps. So that short session, 2,100 steps. So it is amazing just how much you can do in a little space when you can't always make it out. So hopefully I will see you on the track next week. Enjoy the rest of your week.